Hello, Facebook world. Hello, hello, hello. And hello, Kristy. Welcome, everyone. Kristy from Virgin Voyages.
Hi, thank you for having me.
I'm so excited and I'm so happy that you were able to attend. I went on a Virgin Voyages cruise back in December. My mom and I, who she will be joining this call as well, we loved it. Like, we absolutely loved it. And before I got off the ship, I was thinking 5 nights is not long enough, right?
Mm-mm. It
Because
isn't.
I didn't do everything. And then I was thinking, I want to do their 7 night Mediterranean, which I'm actually going to do in May. So I'm like,
Oh my gosh.
so I'm excited to share with everyone, excited to have you here and tell us about Virgin Voyages and also about the great offer. So
Yeah.
I will stop talking. And I think one of the first things, if you don't mind covering, because I know COVID is such a big deal for people right now. And so just share what Virgin Voyages does to help protect its sailors and some of the measures you have in place.
Absolutely. So, COVID obviously is a huge decision factor when booking your travel. So, for us, making sure our sailors and crew are as safe as they can be is of our top priority. So, there really, I know you've probably heard people say this, but there truly is not a better time to cruise. It is the most amazing experience right now due to the fact that almost all the ships are sailing at reduced capacities.
Yes.
Like you feel like you are on your own private mega yacht. You have free range over the whole ship.
I got the
And
hot tub. I got the
right,
hot tub. Like no one was. I was like,
say goodbye to the days of waking up at 7 a.m. to go reserve a pool chair. Like you can have whatever chair you want, which is so nice.
yeah.
But
Right.
also with Virgin Voyages, we require everyone that sails, including our crew, to be 100% vaccinated. So that's step one of trying to take extra measures just to make sure you can really enjoy your travel and, have a bit more peace of mind. The other nice part is not only is everyone vaccinated, but everyone is tested at our terminal the
Right.
day they embark. So I mean, for me personally, when I was there, I felt so much safer on the ship than I did going to my local grocery store
Yeah.
because everyone's vaccinated and they were just tested. So everyone's negative that's on board. And then also, indoors, we do require masks when you're not eating and drinking, just to kind of help as you're cutting through spaces. We're socially distancing through our venues, which is really nice. But also just the way Virgin Voyages is laid out, we don't have massive dining rooms that seat 2,000 people. The spaces are
Right.
already set up perfectly for still having more intimate experiences, but not having tons of people on top of you.
Right.
So
We
it
love that.
works
We
really
love
well.
that. Yeah, we
Yes.
love that actually. And I will tell you, and I promise I won't interject too much, but having everyone tested on site before getting on actually made me feel better. I know for our sailing, 5 people weren't able to board. And so it's almost like there was, after living in the pandemic for so long, it was almost a relief
Right.
getting on the ship, you know?
Absolutely. You do.
Yeah.
You feel like you can almost escape it and have
Mhm.
5 nights to just really enjoy. Because it is, people have been cooped up at home. And I know that's always a huge concern. So we want to do our part to make sure we give you the best experience. We haven't had to eliminate any of our entertainment or dining or shows. So you still get the full experience. And we're able to do it in a way that we can still keep our sailors and crew safe.
Yeah, I can attest to that.
Yeah.
And love the policy actually. I know it may ruffle some feathers, but I personally love the policy. So
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things, and it's so strange to kind of brag about your COVID initiatives, but our Voyage Well program that we did bring into place has gotten such amazing feedback and it is ranked amongst the top out there. So we're very proud of it. I know COVID is not like the sexiest topic to talk
right.
about, but I think it helps, especially just coming on board and knowing you're going to be having the best week of your life and you can kind of forget some of the worries at home.
Right, right. Now, beyond the voyage well, which I know you guys have a few
Mhm.
things related to that, like the air filters, right? The
Yes.
policies with the crew, right? What are some other things in that the voyage well?
Yeah, so we've are constantly cleaning the ship. You'll see crew members everywhere. As second a seat is up, someone's there cleaning the table. But we installed these air filtration systems. So it does process 99.9% of the air on our ship. So it does kill all viruses in the air that are airborne. So that's huge. The other thing that we don't talk about as much, but I think is such a benefit to booking with Virgin, is that over 86% of our cabin inventory are balconies. So your cabin, you
with
get
the
that
hammock.
right with the hammock. Like, please come on board and make sure you're in a balcony, because one, you're getting that fresh ocean air coming through your cabin and circulating through. But the hammocks alone are just, that's all I need. I can never sail again. I need the hammock.
Let me tell you, first of all, every morning I scheduled my coffee.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah. Oh, you have to. Necessity. Yes.
So every morning I scheduled my coffee and I started the day in the hammock.
Ugh.
And I will tell you, for the Mediterranean, just because, I'm on a budget, I'm going to Paris first. I'm booking an interior and I'm like, how can I survive without my hammock?
You need to make friends with someone that has a hammock that you can go borrow.
Exactly.
But yeah, so I would say amongst all those things, we're really doing everything we can. We've got this is so strange, but my weird obsession is with our hand sanitizer on board. They're misting stations. So you put your hands in, it's the most beautiful mist of hand sanitizer, but it doesn't leave your hands feeling, how some hand sanitizer it's like jelly or like almost medical, like they smell really bad. I love our hand sanitizing machines, and they're all over the ship. So lots of opportunities.
It didn't have that sticky that sometimes.
Yes. Yeah, because that I think is a little grosser than even the hand sanitizer itself. It's like, oh, well, now I feel like I have to go wash my hands from this. But no, ours is Kristy tested and approved.
Thank you for that, Kristy. So what else would you say makes Virgin different? I know I have my opinion about how Virgin is different, but what would you say makes Virgin Voyages different from other cruise lines?
Number one, no children. There are no kiddos. So, that is pretty much the main reason people are booking us today. So we are adult only. And what we found was there's not a lot of adult only options at sea unless you go very far into the luxury segment. Richard Branson, he's way more playful. So he doesn't like all the rules and caveats that go with luxury. He thinks it's a little too stuffy. So Virgin's giving you the atmosphere and the environment to come as you are, be who you are, dress however you want, no forced formal wear or dress codes. And it's really a way that adults can come be a big kid on the ship. Like, we want your inner child to just let loose, come have fun, explore, try new things. And it really is, it's hard to explain because it is such a vibe and a feeling that you get when you're on the ship.
It's like relaxed sophistication. What's the term people use? Grown and sexy. It's like, it's grown, sexy, sophisticated, playful.
It's perfect.
I don't know how you shorten that, but
so we shortened it to relaxed lux.
I love it.
Yes.
Relaxed lux.
And it truly is that. It is, you can be as high energy or as low energy as you want to be in a day. There's tons of stuff going on. If you're looking for a good adult party, you can find that in the nightclub. But also, if you just want a good book and to curl up in a quiet space, you can find that too.
I did all of that.
Yes.
Let me tell you, I love the red cabanas. I think they're on the 16th deck.
Yes.
I missed them the first 2 days. Like, I don't know how. Like I said, I still haven't done everything. And when I found them, I only read like one page of my book before I took a nap.
Yes, you fall asleep.
But yeah, there's really everything that you would want to do. There's a space to do it. Like my mom and she fell in love with Dock House, I believe.
Yes. It's my favorite space on the ship.
It was hers as well. And I know it's Dock House and then
the dock.
Yeah. So those two were frequented by, the dynamic duo. The bartender there, I can't remember his name, but he was awesome. And then our other favorite spot was on the rocks.
Oh,
on
I
the rocks. Like we walked by, like, oh my, oh my.
like how just that lounge, I need it here in Atlanta
Oh
because
my
the
god.
textures, the decor, the feeling, the lighting, it's top
Yeah,
notch.
yeah. We loved it. And the
Yeah.
bartending staff, awesome. I didn't get to try a Japanese whiskey, but they pulled out the options for me. And I was like, I have to consult with a friend. But just wonderful. And then it's also a music venue because
Yes.
we got to hear, I think it was Slap Allen,
Yes.
one of
Yep.
those.
Yep. Sam
Um,
Allen.
he was awesome. He was
Mhm.
awesome and such a great show. And it makes for an intimate, an intimate experience.
It
Such
does.
a lovely space.
Mhm.
And the Manor House, that's the club, right? The
Yes.
Manor.
Yes.
We had such a great time in there. We had such a
Yes.
great time in there. And I'd say DJ Elvis. So DJ Elvis and Free Label Love and Slam Allen, like whoop whoop.
You had a great lineup on your sailing. We had
Oh yeah.
awesome music for that one.
Oh yeah. So much fun. And you're right. Like the spaces are all just I forgot our other favorite space, the private karaoke room.
Oh my gosh, the groupie. Most people don't even find the groupie because it's
It's
kind of hidden
hidden.
away.
Yeah, yeah. It's hidden. Yeah, I happened upon it.
Yep.
Yeah, and it was so cool because when I happened upon it, one of them, the pink room, was available. I went in there by myself, okay, and had a half-hour karaoke party by myself, and it was awesome.
That is just the beauty of Virgin. Like that just sums it up right there. And there's no charge to do that. Like you can just
Right.
go, let loose, go by yourself, bring friends, bring champagne. It's a great
Hmm.
time.
Yeah, and actually, my mom and I, we met another woman on the cruise, and so my mom and I were heading to the purple room, which
Hmm.
is I think that's the purple, the bigger one. I think it's
Yes.
the bigger one. And so we're like, hey, come with us to karaoke. And I love your system because you create a playlist
Yeah.
and it just goes. And so whatever song came up, we were singing and we
Oh,
had our drinks. It was so much fun.
take me
So much
back. I miss the ship so
fun.
much.
I am so excited. Like I said, I am going in May.
Yeah.
I'm going in May. So let's talk a little bit about the eateries. You touched on
Mhm.
it, right? I will say that even when I cruised previously on other cruise lines, I never liked like the Lido deck. I think it's called on one
Mhm.
cruise line. It was never even before COVID. It was never my style.
Mhm.
So I love that you guys have the eateries, but then you also have the galley, right, and little places. So
Yes.
tell us a little bit about some of the eateries on the ship.
Yeah, so food was a passion point for us and
Mhm.
really how we wanted to make cruising a little different. So for us, buffets immediately were like, nope, can't do it, not having it. We're having adults only on the ship. They're going to want top-notch food. They want it fresh, they want it made to order. So our version of the Lido deck is what we call the galley. And the real vision behind it was to be set up like little food truck stands in just a kind of one area. So you've got things from the daily mix, which is you can customize your own soups and salads. You've got let's talk about it. You've got tacos. We've got a 24-hour diner that serves burgers, breakfast all night long. So at 4 in the morning, you can go get some breakfast made for you, which
Who's out at 4 in the
shamelessly,
morning?
shamelessly, I've never had it that late. Yeah, it is very clutch. But they do breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You've got noodle around, which you can get. We've
Mm,
got different versions of ramen. We've got a sandwich station. Like literally everything you can kind of
yeah,
think of and crave
yeah,
lives in the galley. There's sushi
yeah,
bento boxes, just grab and go. Like, I'm sorry, I can
yeah.
get a spicy tuna roll every time I pass by. Like, yes, happening. So
One
it's,
of
yeah, go ahead.
One of my favorite things, and it's so funny because you don't think about this. I absolutely love the way you guys set up the drinks
Yeah.
there in the galley. Like there's the cold, right? The tap it cold. Then there's the hot, and then there's the hard, right? And I was like,
Mhm.
what? Wine on tap, beer on tap. What is this? Where am I?
Exactly. And it's so simple. It's through your wearable. You just scan your wrist key, and then you can have wine or beer dispensed on demand. It's a dream. You never need to leave the galley. You just don't.
Right. And you're right about the options. Like, it's so great that, and you forgot it's a popsicle stand, which I actually did not have a popsicle.
Oh, next time.
Yeah.
They're very good.
And I was, oh my God. And then the I don't know what the bakery one is called, but they had a short rib empanada.
Oh,
Like,
I have not had that.
Yes. Like, what is this?
Okay, now I have FOMO because I did not have a short rib empanada, and I need it in my life.
I tried to get one more before we left, but they didn't make it. I was like, no, I love it. But the galley is awesome, and I will tell you, I am, for people who have to do a little work while you're on the cruise, I love that the tables, some of them had outlets.
Yes.
So that was awesome. So if you have to work, at least you can sit there and work with the beautiful ocean view as someone brings you your meal, and you enjoy really a high quality meal on the ship while you work. So wonderful.
And just one more thing I was thinking of too, if you have cruised before and you've been to, where the buffets would be normally on other ships, it is tough because you'll go with your group and everyone's like divides and conquers, goes to get what they want. But it could be 20 or 30 minutes before you all make it back to the table. Some get back before the others. So you're not really getting to eat together. At the galley, you come in, you sit down, and someone immediately comes up to you. And you don't go get anything. From those stalls, you can order the burger from the diner. You could get a sandwich from over here. Yep. Also, I want a side of ramen. Like, you could order as much as you want from as many places as you want. They put it in and they bring it right to your table. So you truly get to sit down and enjoy each other without having to go fight around for food or figure out what you're going to have.
And we did that. My mom and I did that because I think I left something. She slept late on the cruise. We won't talk about that. But we met up and she was like, oh, I want to try the noodles, but I also want this. And you can order everything and they have a menu. Just, you can order what you want and the staff brings it. And there's also outside seating off the galley as well. So great experience. Nothing like what I've experienced on other cruises so far. So definitely a difference maker.
Yes. And the food doesn't even stop there. So when you sail with Virgin, we wanted to include so much more. So if you have cruised before, it can be frustrating because you think you're getting a really good price. You're like, wow, I can't believe the steal I'm getting on this ship. But then you realize you have to pay for your Wi-Fi. You have to pay for your soda package, your drink package, your restaurants if you want to eat outside of the main dining room.
Yeah.
With us, all of the eateries and restaurants are included. So you've got the galley, which you already know has tons of different options, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Then we've got 6 true dining experiences that you can go to. Right? You got to say experiences because it's not just like your run-of-the-mill restaurant.
No. We started with Test Kitchen, which was nothing like I've ever experienced. Nothing like.
Test Kitchen is a foodie's dream. That is a 6-course tasting menu. It's all about presentation. And for those that are adventurous, that, you don't have a full menu where you're ordering different dishes, each course will just tell you an ingredient. So like your first course may just say egg or mushroom or beef. And you're like, I don't know what this is, but we're going to just roll with it. And Chef creates these masterpieces. And I think just the service in there too, the way they made it so if you wanted to grab your photo or your boomerang of the presentation, they were like, are you ready? And they'd time it out with you. And it's top notch. It's something you would pay $200, $250 a person for on land. And you could eat there every night if you wanted.
Yeah. And I didn't know, right? Well, I'll say I walked in and they have a signature drink or some specialty drink, right? Which was really good. And I didn't know that you could also do the cocktail tasting.
Yes,
you can add that. I wanted to go back another night and get the cocktail tasting because I was like, I didn't know.
Oh no! Yes, pro tip: ask to do the cocktail pairing when you do Test Kitchen. See, you'll learn from our mistakes because I didn't do it either.
Yeah. So something else to do when I go back.
Yeah. And then from there, we've got Gumbae, which is the first ever Korean barbecue restaurant at sea where you really do grill the food at the table. Do you want to talk? Did you go to Gumbe?
We did, and my brain was not ready for the game.
I
Okay.
was.
Like,
That's the point.
Wait a minute, what?
Super fun. So Gumbe, great way to meet friends or other sailors, but you go in and to break the ice, you start with playing a Korean drinking game. And it does involve numbers and your brain and some soju. So it is a deadly combination.
Yeah. I wasn't ready. So you guys, now you know about it. You can be ready for it.
Exactly. We'll practice before you sail.
Yeah.
So you've got Korean barbecue, you've got Extra Virgin, which is our Italian restaurant. We've got Pink Agave, which is Mexican. I mean, when I tell you these restaurants are showstopper, and they are not replicas of already existing restaurants, which I think is a huge differentiator. So sometimes you'll see current restaurants from land being repurposed to the ships. We wanted to create a dining experience that was so powerful and desired that it would eventually appear on land. So that's really what we wanted to go after. And food is the number one thing I hear people talk about. So I think we're doing a pretty good job.
I have to tell you, so I live in Mexico, and I have to tell you what I appreciated about Pink Agave was that you had truly Mexican dishes.
Yes.
Right. Of course, with your guys' spin, but it wasn't just tacos and burritos, because here that's not even, tacos are big. But you guys had esquites, right? You had the different thing, right? And I'm like, oh my God, this is like really Mexican food.
That restaurant surprised me the most. I fell in love with it. Just everything's so fresh, and the way it's prepared, and it's beautiful. It's also my favorite silverware on the entire ship.
The little things. Yeah.
Little things. So.
And the meatballs at Extra Virgin, I have never in my life experienced meatballs.
Better than your grandma. Don't tell her that I told you that, but they put up a good fight in a blind taste test.
Oh yeah. And you haven't mentioned my surprise yet, but I'll let you finish, and then I'll tell you which one surprised me the most pleasantly.
Yes. So Pink Agave, like I said, was amazing. But the restaurant that I didn't expect to personally care for as much, that I fell in love with, was Razzle Dazzle.
Same. Same. I'm like, vegetable forward. That's okay.
Right. Did you go for dinner?
Actually, so I was at breakfast at the Wake, and someone said, oh, you got to go to Razzle Dazzle, because I didn't even make a reservation for Razzle Dazzle for dinner. I'm like, 5 nights, I'm not spending it there. And so I made a reservation for breakfast, and I was like, oh my God. So then my mom and I went for brunch on the day that we were in the Bahamas.
Yes. So let me tell you, Razzle Dazzle is really how we first marketed it, was as our veggie forward, vegan friendly restaurant. So one thing, if you're vegan or vegetarian, it's tough to find options on a ship.
Yeah.
We have the most options you could ever find on a ship. They're included in every menu, but Razzle Dazzle is a playful spot for us. So yes, we've got a lot of vegan dishes and vegetarian dishes, but we also have our naughty menu that allows you to add meat to these dishes. Some of the best candied bacon I have ever had is in Razzle Dazzle. Some of the best desserts. There's a bow tie pasta with pork, like fried pork bits in it.
I didn't have that.
That's in the dinner menu.
Oh, okay.
On the dinner menu, it's the black and white pasta. Absolutely get it next time. But it's for everyone, And so me going in, I love my meat eating and my seafood. So I was like, dinner at Razzle Dazzle. And then I was like, oh my gosh, everyone needs to come here. It's literally. Also, there's a secret menu. So, and the secret menu is meat eater friendly. So if you are looking for something a little heartier, ask for the secret menu next time you go. I got the entree that was on there, and it was arguably the best steak I had on the entire ship. So,
nice. Yeah. I'm taking notes for the cruise coming up May 15th. I'm taking notes.
Yes. Razzle Dazzle, like you said, for brunch, you have to do it. Like that is
a sandwich.
Yes.
Oh my
gosh.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Yes. And it's just beautiful too. It's really cool looking.
Yeah. Like, I don't know what this purple stuff is.
Yeah.
But
just go with it. Ask for extra purple stuff. You'll know once you go. Trust me. But yeah, and again, it's just the food being included is such a huge value because I mean,
Right.
what you pay for dining packages is insane. So the fact that
Yeah.
you can go have every night and go to a restaurant that you would get on a wait list for reservations months in advance on land and you can do it each night of your sailing is pretty fantastic.
Yeah. And if you only do a 5 night, it makes it a little hard
It
because,
does.
like I said, I didn't schedule Razzle Dazzle because I'm like, 5 nights, I'm not wasting one there, vegetables, right? But I was like, oh, I wish I had one more night. And a couple other places, which I might be going ahead of you here, but I found the poke place.
Yes.
Like
Yes,
I
yes,
happened
yes.
upon it. I was like, oh, what is this?
My favorite surprise. Yes, we've got poke bowls up where your red cabanas are that you were talking about earlier.
Right, I found it.
It's a little hidden gem up there. It sits above the pool deck, and yeah, they've got fresh poke bowls that you can just walk up, grab a bowl, go enjoy the pool, and they're very, very good.
Yeah. And DJ Elvis was on the ones and twos when I found it.
Ooh.
So I was in a red cabana listening to DJ Elvis, eating my poke. It was like heaven, heaven, heaven.
Just prepare yourselves. You're going to come on board and you're not going to stop eating until you leave. And let's not forget the pizza.
Yeah.
Pizza's not even considered a restaurant. Like pizza place is just an essential. It is.
Oh my, I have to tell you, I went at sunset.
Oh,
Man, it was so cool. It was a
beautiful.
little breezy that day, but I had this pullover that my mommy bought for me.
Oh,
And I was sitting there because they have a wonderful outdoor space. I was sitting there eating my pizza and watching the sunset. Like it, just the vibes. Like
yeah.
it was not Domino's. Okay.
No. Look, I have seen some sailors get to be pros when it comes to the pizza. I know one that comes and he'll get 5 pizzas when it opens, and he stores them in his mini fridge in his room. So that way he's
Smart.
got them in case he misses the late night window. He's got them on deck. So, hey, it's that
Smart.
good. It is.
You know, you mentioned mini fridge, and I have to say, this is a small thing, but it ended up being such a wonderful thing. You guys include sparkling and still water and the mini fridge, because I know on some cruises
Yes.
you don't get a fridge or you have to buy a certain package to get a
Mhm.
fridge. So the fact my mom drinks sparkling, I drink still, but having water in the room, like you don't realize how it's a little thing, but it
It's
was great.
huge. It's
Yeah,
huge.
yeah.
Well, and so part of with us being such a sustainable product, we don't have any bottled waters on the ship. So no single use plastics. And
Right.
part of that, if you've cruised before, people lug on their own cases of water because it's
Yeah.
so difficult to actually get water on a ship, which is really bizarre. You have to have water to survive. Like, again, people are heavily eating and drinking. You need water.
Right.
So for us, the fact that you can, pro tip, when you sail with us, bring your own favorite reusable container or water bottle because
And
we've
don't
got,
leave it.
and don't,
Don't leave it at the dock house.
our lost and found collection is getting very large. But it's just, they're so easy to just go around the ship, refill your bottles. And then, like you said, I call them cabin ninjas, but I swear it's like they could hear the last drop hitting my glass and I'd run out of my cabin. And by the time I came back, I had fresh water just waiting for me. I was
Yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah.
it's such nice touches. Absolutely.
Yeah, and the staff is wonderful. I just have to tell you, even the bar staff, well, the bar staff everywhere, because when I was on 16 in one of the little hot tubs, they brought my drink over to me, and just everywhere on the
So
ship,
nice.
I experienced wonderful service. So I just want to say to you and to your team, top notch. The service
Thank
was
you.
great. Service
Thank
was
you.
great.
Love that. Yeah, our crew members are really the star of the show. I mean, such a big part of our experience is our crew interacts with you on such a huge level. A lot of times on other lines, sometimes they're discouraged from fraternizing or like engaging with the guests. And for us, you'll see some of our crew like eating in the same restaurants. You'll see them around the ship. They're at Bimini with you. So they're there to be part of your experience. They're there for you to socialize with. And it's really unique.
And I'll have to share with you two first times for me.
Mm-hmm.
One, my first time buying MAC products because I'm not a
Ooh.
makeup purchaser, but there's a MAC on board.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the lovely crew members helped me choose a wonderful mascara that's like magic.
Oh, send it to me,
Magic.
please. I'm
And I
listening.
bought eyeshadow for Scarlet Night. So
Yay!
yay. And also in preparation for Scarlet Night, I had my eyebrows waxed and tinted. It was the first time I ever had them tinted. And a wonderful, her name, I forget her name, but she's from South Africa. But
Yes.
she was like just wonderful staff. So those are my two like first time experiences. And they happened on a Virgin Voyage.
Love
A
that.
Virgin Voyage, my first time.
You can have a lot of first time experiences with us. We've got a tattoo shop on board if you want.
That's right.
Yes. And it's so funny. When we came out, we were like, gosh, we're edgy. We want really unique retail shops. So we immediately were like, tattoos. Yes. I mean, tattooing is a sailor tradition. It's how those that went out to sea used to tell their stories and relay their experiences. So we knew it was going to be exciting for our sailors, but we had no idea how popular the tattoos would be.
I fell in love with the octopus tattoo.
Yes.
Like I almost came home with it.
So there are like micro tattoos you can get. You can have custom things done. I have seen some beautiful designs, but I will tell you the first time I sailed, Squid Ink doesn't open until we actually leave port because it's a retail shop. There was a line out the locked door. It wasn't even open yet, wrapped down the hallway of people looking to book their appointments on the first night. It fully books up the first night of every voyage. So if you want a tattoo, get there first, get it scheduled, because they do incredible work, and it's a really cool experience.
And that's not one you can schedule through the app, right?
Not at this time. So eventually, I think that is something we want to do. But right now, all onboard bookable experiences happen once you get on board.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about the app a little bit?
Sure. So the app is basically our way to try and elevate the experience and make it really easy for you versus having tons of paper and wasting lots of trees. You've got your lineup in the app. It's how you can order ship eats as well. Probably my favorite feature and most fun feature of the app is, yes, Shake for Champagne. That's right. We have a program called Shake for Champagne. And if you have your app open and you shake your phone, you'll hear the champagne cork pop and bubbles will come down your screen. And you can press a button and have a bottle of Moet Chandon Imperial delivered to you anywhere on the ship. It is really cool.
Yeah, we did so much that we forgot to shake. So the next time I'm like, remember to shake.
And you got to get a video because it shows up in, of course, virgin red ice bucket. And then you're going to have a lot of instant friends that are like, hey, let me get some of that champagne.
Right.
But super fun. And again, like you can explore the ship. You can make your dining reservations through it. You can book shore excursions. And it really does. It has tons of different guides you can go through on how to kind of set your day up and maneuver the day. And then a small detail, our sailor services crew, you can chat them through the app.
I did, yeah.
So instead of having to, sometimes those lines can be long to get to sailor services. So now from the pool deck, you can just send them whatever you're needing and they'll get back to you that way. So instead of physically having to be there, you can always just chat us.
And they're awesome. I'm glad. I actually forgot that I had to do that because my problem was like, sometimes the problems stick out in your mind. You forget like all these wonderful other little things.
Yep.
But yeah, they were awesome to work with. And I will tell you that I would wake up each morning and review whatever I selected for that day.
Yes.
And then because some of the fitness classes would fill up, I'd check to see like if someone canceled. And I was able to catch a sunrise yoga that way. I was like, I'm going to yoga.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. See, and it is. I personally enjoy it. There are others that say, I don't want to be on my phone. That's totally fine too. We're finding more ways to include the programming throughout the ship so you can see them on the LED screens and things like that. I personally love it because I have to know everything that's going on. But again, it's just there to kind of make it easy for you, which is really nice.
Yeah. to leave us soon. So I want to ask you, is there anything else you want to share with the people who might be watching now, but I know many will catch the replay later. So any other information you want to share with us?
I would just say if you're considering a Virgin Voyages and you're not quite sure it's for you, take the plunge and do it. This ship is for so many more people than you would expect. It is just such a different type of experience, and come try it. If all else fails, you're going to have the most amazing food that you've had ever out to sea. But I promise you will leave there with some of the most unique experiences. And there's so many right place, right time events that happen. So you can show up and have a very different experience than someone else that's sailing. And it's something really special that maybe is a little more intimate with just maybe you and your group of friends that are sitting in the champagne bar or something like that. But it's just a way, I think it's the refresher and re-energizing trip you need to go back and tackle things that are going on in our everyday life. So take the plunge and come sail with us. It is amazing.
I agree. And just for those watching, which we'll cover before we end, I do have at Lawal Travel, we've picked the New Year's voyages. There are 3 of them because there are 3 wonderful lady ships. And there's a 5-night, a 6-night, and an 8-night, all with different itineraries. I'll share that information afterwards. I want to make sure Kristy gets out everything that she has to share, including something special.
Our wave offer?
Yes. Let's talk about it.
We got to talk about it. So first of all, if there were ever a ship built to celebrate New Year's Eve, it is absolutely this ship. I had so much FOMO missing the last New Year's Eve sailing. We made it really special for our sailors. Of course, we fully embraced that it was New Year's Eve. We had a lot of fun activations going on, but we even set off our own fireworks from the ship for our sailors. So I was so jealous of the photos, I will tell you. I was like, oh my gosh, I've got to do this next year. But these New Year's Eve sailings, that was our probably most full sailing that we had, because people see Virgin as a celebratory ship. They see it as a super fun social experience. So New Year's Eve makes sense. No
driving.
Exactly. No driving. We already know how to throw a great party, and then you tempt us with New Year's Eve. We got this.
Right.
So right now, this is the lowest and most amazing time to book your New Year's Eve sailing, because through March 31st, so you've got almost a month left to book this, we can get you 20% off the voyage. In addition to that, because you're booking so far out, if you're paying in full at the time of booking, you'll get an additional 10% off. So that's almost 30% off your voyage. I'm telling you, you will not see a rate that low ever again, because March 31st hits, those discounts go away, and then all the people that are booking right now, that price is going to go up because there's going to be less cabins available. Also, to cherry on top, if you are looking at adding bar tab, so bar tab is our prepaid option that we have. So sailors prepay $300 to spend on Shake for Champagne or any kind of fun cocktails or specialty coffees. And we normally kick in a $50 bonus. If you add your bar tab by March 31st, we're giving you a free $100 to your bar tab. So you prepay $300.
Cheers to that.
Right. You prepay $300. We'll give you $400. And in case you need a little more tempting, Shake for Champagne is $95. So it's basically a free Shake for Champagne and a really cool experience. And who doesn't want to shake for champagne at midnight? I mean, come on. So it really is the absolute best time to get these bookings in. So you're in great hands. I encourage you. You will not be disappointed.
Right. And with Virgin Voyages, only a 20% deposit is required to book, right?
That's it. 20% deposit. And we've also partnered with Uplift. So if you want to do monthly payments instead, that's totally fine too. So we try and make it as flexible as you need it to be. So you can either pay in full and get extra discounts, or you can schedule it out and pay it monthly. And again, there's no difference to us which way you choose to do it. just whatever works best for you. So lots of options.
Awesome. Great options. And, I will say again, I am hooked. I love Virgin Voyages. Love that. I love my children. And I heard
Yep,
people
of
say, oh,
course.
I miss my kids. But it was so great to cruise without them.
Yep.
And wonderful spaces, excellent food, like excellent top-notch food, top-notch bar service and crew.
Yeah.
So I think that New Year's is going to be something extra special.
It certainly will. And one thing we're seeing is the majority of the people sailing with us today are telling us they have children. They all have children that they're leaving at home to just sneak away for 4 and 5 nights to just like have time with their partner or their friends and just like let loose. And of course, we all love the kiddos, but this is time for you to focus on yourself, have a few days, and then go back home and reconnect.
Awesome. Well, Kristy, I want to thank you for joining me today.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
It's been fun. Like I had fun sharing with you, like, because I was so excited about it. And I'm telling you, I wasn't off the ship before. In my mind, I was planning another one. So just thank you. And I will stay on to present about the New Year's cruises and answer any questions that came up. But thank you so much, and I'll be in touch.
Sounds great. Bye, everyone. I hope to see you on board. Bye.
Bye. All right. So yay. So glad Kristy was able to join us. I want to share with everyone who is watching this, whether you're catching it live now or watching the replay, we do have at Lawal Travel Services a booking page set up so that you can book one of those New Year's cruises. And again, there's that wave offer, 20% off all voyages right now, plus that $100 bar tab bonus, and then another 10% off if you pay in full. Now to book it, only 20% deposit required, but if you want to save additional 10%, you can pay for everything in full. And what we're highlighting for these cruises are the Seriously Sweet cabin, the Sea Terrace, which we talked about with the balcony and the red hammock. That is awesome. I love the hammock. Just really special rooms as well. I love the cabins. And then there's also the sea view. So you get to see the ocean, but there's no terrace. So those are the 3 cabin choices that we're highlighting for you on this trip. And what I love is that Virgin Voyages has 3 different options for you for New Year's, okay? The first option is a 5-night on the Valiant Lady, and that's departing Friday, December 30th and returning January 4th. Then you have the 6th night on the Scarlet Lady. That's the ship that I was on this past December. That one departs on Tuesday, December 27th, and you return on January 2nd. And the last one, which is the one that I'm actually going to do for New Year's, because I'm telling you, for me, 5 nights was not enough. Like there's still experiences that I didn't get to do in my 5 nights. So I'm like, give me more. So I am going to do the 8-night on the Resilient, which is the newer ship. All of them are new. That's the other thing. All of the ships are new. The Scarlet Lady was just launched last year. Well, actually, it launched in 2020, but the world stopped. And the Valiant Lady is ready this year. She's actually going to be in Europe this spring. That's the one that I'm sailing on in May, 7-night Mediterranean. But the 8-night on the Resilient is what I will be doing for New Year's. And that one leaves out of Puerto Rico. So really excited about that. So like I said, those are the ones that we here at Lawal Travel have put together for New Year's. Want to see if we can't get all of you booked and experiencing Virgin Voyages. Like I said, just a top-notch experience. I really had a wonderful time, and the spaces were so great. Plus, they have fun stuff. There's dodgeball. They have dodgeball games. They have I think they call them a game champion or something like that. But they have board games, and it's a really great way to meet people. There's foosball tables. There's an old school arcade. There's air hockey. Then they have tire swings. Like it's fun. Like you get to be grown up, but then you also get to play. Just a wonderful, wonderful experience. I'm excited to share it with you guys. I feel so great about the product because, as Kristy said, um, they take measures to make sure that they keep you as safe as possible, right? So with the COVID testing prior to boarding, with requiring all crew members and sailors be vaccinated, and there's no 100% guarantee for any of this, but when you take measures like that, it does help you feel a little bit better. The other thing is that you're not nickel and dimed, which I love. The Wi-Fi was included, and it was sufficient for me to post as I was cruising, as my friends will tell you. Plus, the app is on there. So Wi-Fi, basic beverages are included. As I mentioned, the water in your room, which doesn't seem like a big deal, but it really was. If 2 o'clock in the morning you want water, it's right there in your room, and you get still and sparkling. So that was cool. The gratuities are included, so you don't have an additional cost for gratuities. It's included in the pricing, as well as some of the fitness classes. So I did the sunrise yoga. They also have HIIT classes, which I didn't do that and probably should have, but no. Spin classes, and they have a bungee class. Now that one I couldn't, like, people, it filled up really fast. And so every morning I was like, is there a spot? Is there a spot? But those fitness classes are included. Um, and there's a couple other inclusions, the eateries, the basic. So I talked about most of those. But again, you don't feel nickel and dime. Now, there are some things that will cost extra, but it's very straightforward what those are, and they're reasonable. For example, I paid $39, I believe, on my sailing to have access to the hydrotherapy area, the thermal rooms. And so it was so awesome. You get 3 hours for $39, and you start in the sauna. Then there's the steam room, and there was like a mud you put on, and then there's the cold plunge and the hot plunge, and then they have these heated marble slabs that you could lay on. It was fabulous. I met like three friends in there. Um, it was fabulous. They also have an afternoon tea experience that I didn't have time to do, but it's on my to do for my next sailing. Just a lot of fun. And so I envision the cruise being a great option for girls' trips, for honeymoons, for bachelorette and bachelor like getaway trips, anniversaries, and like groups of couples. And I did it with my mom, and we both found things that we loved, So multi generation adults, no kids in there, but multi generation would work as well. There were a few 18 and 21-year-olds on the ship. The minimum age to sail is 18, but I believe there are some restrictions with that. But the minimum age to sail is 18. The maximum age is however old you are. Just come as you are. So I think I will go ahead and end it there. I'll be sure to share the link to the booking page for the cruises, the New Year's options. I'll be sure to share those in the comments on this video. Thank you so much for popping in and listening. Please feel free to share this video with those who you think might be interested. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. You can send us a message here on Facebook, and we will get in touch with you to answer your questions. So I am going to say bye, and I'll see you on the next voyage.